All right, thanks for staying with us. Moving on, off-cycle elections are held outside the general election schedule due to circumstances such as death, resignation, impeachment, annulment of elections by courts, and many more. The elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states, which took place in the aftermath of the 2023 general elections, was another defining moment in the country's democratic process. Our correspondent Habidah Lawal in this report examines key issues.
The states of Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi went to the polls on 11th November to vote in the first off-cycle elections after the 2023 general elections. The elections was a good litmus test for the Independent National Electoral Commission, a second chance to make improvement, having faced criticism over several issues that marred the conduct of the general elections in February. In Bayelsa and Imo, incumbent governors from the PDP and APC seeking re-election were returned with strong majority vote. Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressives Congress won all 27 local government areas in the state. There was what appeared to be a clog in the wheel of his re-election when organized labor protested an alleged non-payment of salary, which snowballed into a huge protest a week before the election. Many believe the protest was politically motivated, considering the timing of the event.
I think that because of the lead up to the election and the fact that people were actually on the edge, due to the inciting statement, I think as leaders we must be responsible to our actions, and we must be careful on how we react and respond, and also knowing that Nigeria is already stretched when you look at security. So I think that it's important that as we exercise our right, we must also consider, peace.
Similarly, Doye Dire of the People's Democratic Party secured his re-election, despite facing Timi Pre Silva, a strong opponent and a one-term former governor of the state. In Kogi, despite incumbent Governor Yaya Bello was not in the ballot, but he fought tooth and nail to ensure his party's candidate emerged successful. While the presidential, state and legislative elections showed the potential of third-force parties to disrupt the political landscape, the off-cycle elections was a stamp of dominance by the major political parties, as the other political parties or the third force could not muster enough strength to challenge the political status quo.
So for Bayelsa, it was an easy win for the incumbents because there was no strong opposition. So that was the pattern that shaped Bayelsa. Now for Imo, it was really intriguing because you had two strong men. The PDP candidate and the Labour Party candidate were very strong. But the governor was also someone who is entrenched politically, because before he became governor, he was a senator, and he understands politics, and he has and he has favored, he's favored amongst the political class. Now for Kogi, and this is where it gets interesting, it was a two-horse race. Before the election, that's what we were made to believe. But during the election proper, yes, we saw that the SDP candidate won some local government. But interestingly, people voted for APC because of the candidate itself, and also putting precedent on what the incumbent governor had done.
There are those calling for an end to off-cycle elections, but it is unclear how this can be achieved, considering the legality of tenured stay in office and the implication of cancelling the off-cycle election.
I think the people that are calling for the end to off-cycle election needs to be careful, because I don't think they understand the implication of what they're saying. And the true implication of what they're saying, stopsily, is that they're calling for the end of the Fourth Republic. Because if you're saying we should end off-cycle election, are you saying the military should take over and topple democratically elected government, and then we all start afresh on a clean state?
The overall impression, which seems to cut across the electoral process, is that not much has changed. Incumbency was a key factor in the re-election of the governors in Imo and Bayelsa state. Similarly, some say INEC did not make a substantial improvement in its ability to conduct free and fair elections. Whilst there are marginal improvements with beavers, a lot of work still needs to be done by all stakeholders to improve the conduct of elections. There is no doubt that Nigeria's democracy, just like our economy, is rapidly evolving, but also developing its own unique flavor. Off-cycle elections may just be one of those in many ways. While off-cycle elections need improvement, so would our politics and our political gladiators that participate in them. They may well reflect the best and the worst of them. Habidah Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.